afternoon. You hear me? Thank you. Probably without the microphone. And welcome to distinguished guests, local officials, residents, former police officers, chiefs, and residents. I said that. And welcome to the ceremonies involved with the dedication of the new Oxford Police Station. The police department operationally moved into this building on August 3rd. About, I'd say maybe a couple of weeks behind schedule with the contractor. Not their fault, it was Verizon that gave us some trouble. We brought the project in, so basically on schedule and extremely close to budget. We're quite happy with that. This is the formal opening of our new police station. Typically we have guest speakers, a ribbon cutting, and in this case we have a special added feature of the retirement of the flag. That flag flew at the old police station and flies here now. So today you will see the formal retirement of the flag. It will then go into our memorabilia case in the police station, and the raising of the new flag that will fly over the newly dedicated police station. That flag has a lot of meaning to people. We've fought under that flag for freedom. It stands for freedom for many people, not only in this country. And so I want to give a special welcome and thank you to you residents of Oxford who have over the years, and it's been years, supported this project by exercising your right to vote. Under our system of self-government, we have that right, and we did that, and we did this, and we will do other things together. So, the flag ceremony that we're going to start with is a solemn ceremony, so I ask for your silence. Honor Guard, would prepare to join me, please, in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next part of our ceremonies today is the retirement of the old flag that flew over the old police station. You'll note that the Honor Guard will take special care in folding that flag. And I think I won't read each of the steps. Each of the folds has a special meaning, just as each of the stars and stripes on the flag have special meaning. It's a 13-fold. It will then be presented here, and the new flag will be handed over. Honor Guard, prepare to retire the flag. host. Come to see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. We continue with our ceremonies with the formal ribbon cutting. Do we have a ribbon?
Oh, I ain't worried about the backlight. Thank God for Adobe.
I am. Anybody else? Jerry, I wouldn't worry at all.
Continuing with the formal agenda. I mentioned earlier that the town had voted on a number of occasions. There were a number of studies that were done. I can remember when I was town engineer, we purchased this very piece of land that the building sits on in anticipation that one day we could put a police station here. It's taken quite a few years. One of the members of, or I should say not just member, but chairman of our Police Station Building Study Committee is Robert Mattis, who will speak next.
Thank you, Joe. Lee, it's a privilege and honor to be here today. As a matter of fact, almost 5 years to the day, October 20th, 2004, the Oxford Town Meeting members, those in attendance, voted to create a police station needs committee. At that time, our moderator, Frank Morgan, appointed myself, Chief of Police Charles Noyes, Sergeant Mike Hassett of the Oxford Police Department, Michael Bose, Steve Ennis, Ray Hodgety, and George Capoli to form the Oxford Police Station Study Committee. We met every Wednesday night for 10 months. We reviewed past studies, past costs. We had a consultant come in. The consultant spoke to us about what has changed in the law enforcement and the needs of the future, what we have to do for women prisoners, men, juveniles. There's so much involved in police work today. I was absolutely amazed what's involved to operate a police department to protect and serve. And here we are today, and as our town manager said, we would not be here today if it wasn't for the people of Oxford coming forward, approving the funds to allow this particular facility to be built. Because without the people, we'd still be at the old police station. Thank you.
Next on the agenda, Chief Michael Boss. Chief?
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and old friends, it is my sincere pleasure today that I have the opportunity to address you here. It is not every day we have the good fortune to dedicate a building, much less a building devoted to the protection of our citizens. We that work inside this building are not lost in the enormity of the process that started before we moved in. There are many people that we have to thank from the beginning, many people to thank for its realization on its completion. I've never been involved in a building of a public structure before, so I learned a great many things along the way. One of the biggest things I learned, though, is that nobody does it by themselves. It was truly a group effort. There were so many people that had a hand in this, pitched in and helped. And I guess what I want to say today is just to thank a few of them. I guess the first people to thank would be former town manager Dennis Powers, former police chief Charlie Noyes, and Mr. Joe Zaneski, our town manager now, for getting the ball rolling, for starting the process, and for Mr. Mattis and his group that continued it and did all the studying and put all the time in and the effort that was needed to actually begin to think that we could actually have a new building. I would also like to thank the selectmen for all their support early on at town meeting, during the process, because without them, it never would have been possible. A big thank you I would like to say to Donna O'Halloran and Justin Ledoux of our own town MIS department. They spent many hours and dollars outfitting us with some of the best computer equipment and help, along with our own officer, Kevin LeBreton. They worked side by side to address a lot of the issues, and our head dispatcher, Alan Jeske, as well. Their technical support, I am not a technical whiz, and I can tell you their support was much needed and much appreciated. I thank them very much. Mr. Ronald Gagner, who did all the graphics, a former lieutenant at the Oxford Police Department, he did a wonderful job. You'll be able to see some of the graphics when you come in. Some of the graphics presented here on the front door. He'd worked a lot developing those graphics with us and having them installed. Mr. Dick Dornanes, I'd like to thank him. He was our buildings facilities manager. He acted as the clerk of the works on this project, and he did an outstanding job. He worked closely with the architect and the contractor. They came up, and it was a pretty seamless job, believe me. There were days we met every Monday, and the meetings went so smooth, and Dick was a big part of that. I certainly would be remiss if I did not recognize the beautiful job that our town manager, Joe Zaneski, did. His guidance, leadership, and it was greatly appreciated because he had the experience of building buildings such as this. Without him, this project never would have been the success that it is now today. Last, but certainly not least, I would like to take the time to thank the good people of Oxford. Those of you who have voted for this project, because without you here today, without that vote, we wouldn't be here today. There's no doubt about that. Back then, we were all aware of the economic situation, then as it is now. What you did was you put aside your own personal interests for the best interest of the town, and that is always a commendable thing. I would like to thank also John McMillan of the Architectural Services of Reinhardt & Associates, and Mark Sargent of the O'Connor Construction Company, who actually completed this project. Worked very hard to get it done on time and on budget. As I recently stated to that wonderful scribe from the Telegram, Ellie Olson, who's right in front here, as much as we appreciate this building, at the end of the day, it's only brick and mortar. What makes this building a good and just building is the work that's going to go on behind its doors. I have been a proud member of the Oxford Police Department for 34 years. I can honestly say I have never worked with a greater cast of characters. Believe me, they are characters. They are proud of who they are. I am proud of them and what they represent to the town. They are the front line. They will be here working long after we're gone today. They will be fighting the good fight. I would like to extend my thanks to them for all their help and dedication. Thank you very much.
Either my watch stopped or we're ahead of the schedule. That's okay, we don't have to fill in the time. Next we'll hear from Board of Selectmen Chairman, Ms. Jenny Casey.
We're ahead of schedule. This must not be a selectmen's meeting. And for many of you who don't know, I don't know how many of you saw the interview process when we hired the town manager, Joe Zaneski, but we did ask him to sing for us at that time, just in case we were in a pinch like we were today. He did a great job. Thank you, Joe, for singing that. Well, welcome everybody on this beautiful afternoon to celebrate the official grand opening of our new Oxford Police Station with a ribbon cutting ceremony. I want to thank all of you for coming today, and I'll try not to be redundant. If some people receive 2 thank yous or 3 thank yous when this is all said and done, everybody certainly deserved it. We have members of the Oxford Police Building Study Committee with us here today. We did hear from the chairman. We have former Police Chief Charles Noyes with us here today. Chief, thank you for coming. I don't know if there are any other former chiefs here. We have retired police personnel with us. We have a complement of our state dignitaries. They all took the time to be here. Representative Paul Frost, Representative Paul Kajowski, Representative Geraldo Alicia, and of course our Senator Richard Moore. Thank you for coming, as well as the entire Board of Selectmen, Selectman John Sad, Selectman LaMountain, Selectman Susan Gallant, and Selectman Dennis LaMarche. And I do see here that we do have former Selectman Dan Coonan with us today. Dan, thanks for coming out. You did play a role in this thing and certainly put a lot of work into it. Thank you. And of course, we want to welcome the residents of Oxford who have taken the time to come and enjoy the celebration and take a tour of the building and have refreshments when it's all said and done. There were so many people who played an important role in this project. I mentioned the Building Study Committee, also Reinhardt Associates who designed this building, and M. O'Connor Contracting Incorporated, and Mike O'Connor who actually constructed the building. They were the firm that put the addition on our library many years ago, or maybe not so many years ago, when we knew we were going to get a quality project with O'Connor Contracting Inc. Thank you for your professionalism and for the quality of this building. I also want to mention our Richard Donays again. He was a project manager looking out for the town's best interests throughout the project, and we're happy to report that with all the change orders involved, there was only 3.6% above what we had budgeted in change orders. And for many of you who know, the industry standard is usually somewhere around 10%. So we want to thank Richard for his hard work and keeping the costs where they should be. And I want to extend thanks to David Manugian. He is the town engineer who assisted Richard through the process. I did see Donald Kaminsky. I don't know if Donna Foglio is here. I want to thank the 2 of those people and their staffs. They're the financial magic behind this building. They're the ones who made sure that the town could afford it when we came to you at town meeting and at the ballot box asking you to support the project. So thank you to those individuals and their staffs. Again, thank you to the town manager and to our clerk, Karen Crandell. I'm sure all of you or many of you have a copy of the agendas for today's event. She put those together as well as the invitations that some of you may have received. So thank you, Karen, for all your hard work. I know you've been working on this for a long time. And last but not least, Oxford's fine dining for catering. There will be refreshments available when all these speakers are through, when you are enjoying your tour. Now, to the people of Oxford who supported the construction of this impressive building. The new police station is a project that the town of Oxford and all the people in Oxford should be very proud of. There are some highlights of events that I'd like to touch on. The police station project started in 1999 with the appointment of the Police Department Building Needs Designer Selection Committee. That committee started their work and brought us forward to 2004, when a building study committee was authorized by the voters at town meeting in their infinite wisdom. And they continued their efforts from 2004 to 2008. And at the May 2008 annual town meeting, the voters of Oxford were asked to appropriate $4,250,000 for the construction of this building. The people at town meeting voted for the appropriation. And then again, the people of Oxford supported the project on May 20th, 2008 at the ballot box, when they approved the debt exclusion to pay for the design, the construction, the equipping, and the furnishing of the new police station. On July 8th, 2008, not too long ago, we broke ground on the new police station, pretty much where we're standing today. On August 3rd, 2009, at 17:20 hours, that's 5:20 p.m., the Oxford Police Department officially transferred its operations from 450 Main Street, Oxford, to 503 Main Street. And here we are today, officially cutting the ribbon to commemorate the opening of the new Oxford Police Station. As many of you may not know, because there were no problems noted, the transition from the old station to the new station was smooth. The Chief of Police and the entire Oxford Police Department deserve credit for the transition. They worked out a transition plan months in advance to ensure the safety of the people of Oxford would not be compromised during the move. Throughout the construction of the project, I have heard, and I'm sure many of you have, comments about the size of the building. And it is clear, as you can see from the size of the building, that the station is one in which the department can and will grow. And we can say most assuredly that this building and its capabilities will serve all of Oxford well beyond all of our lifetimes. And let's not forget that we are here today because the residents of Oxford believed in and supported this endeavor. From the beginning of the first study committee in 1999 and all the work done in between, the people of Oxford understood that there was a need for a new police station to ensure the town would have a 21st century building with the necessary space and technology to keep the people of Oxford safe, and also to ensure that our law enforcement personnel would have the tools and the resources they needed to deliver quality law enforcement services to our citizens. On behalf of the Oxford Board of Selectmen, I want to thank the taxpayers of Oxford for having faith that Oxford could afford to do this project without having to wait for state aid or federal monies. If we had waited for our tax dollars to be washed through the state and federal government, it is unlikely we would be standing here today. The people of Oxford are paying 100% of this project, and all of them should know that this project was done right, with local control and all local funds. It was completed on time and within budget. And when you consider the magnitude of a project like this, that is really an extraordinary success for a municipal project to come in on time and on budget. And I'm very proud to report that to all of you. The people of Oxford are deserving of a police station of this quality. We can all be assured that the Oxford Police Department will continue to protect and serve with all of the tools that they need to keep all of us and our families safe. I want to thank you all very much for coming out and celebrating this magnificent day for the town of Oxford. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Casey. Our next speaker is Selectman John G. Saad. Selectman Saad.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. And for those of you who came in after we began the festivities here, the town manager sang the national anthem. If you missed it, you can watch it next year on one of the episodes of American Idol. Seriously, it is a great honor and a privilege for me to be here standing before you this evening. As senior member of the Board of Selectmen, I have watched this department evolve over the years. It holds a special place in my heart because my first involvement in town government started right here with the Oxford Police Department. When I was discharged from the Army in the early 70s, the first appointment that I had was to the Oxford Police Department as a civil defense police officer. So I followed the police department and its activities over the years. And I even go back a little further than that because when my dad was a selectman, I can remember him having me in tow at age 9 and 10 going to the town hall. And back then, the police department was located in the rear of the town hall, right in the alleyway between the town hall and what was then the Oxford Hotel. And it was very convenient because guys like Russ Casey and a few others would come out of the back door of the hotel a little rowdy after a long weekend, and the police were there to make sure that they stayed in line. And today, Russ is one of our most outstanding citizens in the community. His daughter is the chairman of the Board of Selectmen. I would just like to say that I've watched this department evolve over the years. I've participated in some of the events that have taken place over the years, and I've watched it grow. And I think you have to have an understanding of the past to appreciate the present. And I can tell you, I look out here and I see a lot of the men that served many years ago and newly appointed police officers. And I can say to you, you all ought to be proud of what you have here today. I look forward to continuing working with you and with the residents of Oxford to ensure that you have high-quality public safety in this community. Good luck.
Thank you, Selectman Sad. We also have with us our State House representatives, Senator Moore and Representatives Kajowski, Frost, and Alicia. You'll note that I listed their names in, I believe, order of seniority. Correct?
For time in service.
So, time in service. So we'll start with Senator Moore.
Thank you very much. You know, it's a little known fact that the planning for this ceremony began almost 10 years ago. Hank LaMountain was where he does his best work in his office in Connecticut. And he ran into Luciano Pavarotti, and he signed him up to sing the national anthem. Well, Luciano passed away during the time of construction, and the budget was a little tight, so we did a look-alike contest. And we have a great substitute in the town manager. The project here really is a special place because we now, for a first-class police department, now is a first-class home, out of which to operate and continue to protect and serve not only the people of Oxford, but really the people who travel through Oxford. We know there's no crime in Oxford. They all come over the line from Connecticut, Rhode Island, occasionally out of the city of Worcester. But all the citizens who live here are law-abiding, and they're well protected by the police department here in Oxford and have been for a number of years. It is so important today that we provide the kind of facilities that the men and women who serve us need to do their job to the best of their ability. It is certainly among probably the services that communities provide. None touch all ages of residents more than the police department, in a way to help to make sure that their homes are protected, that people who come from, obviously from outside the community don't threaten in any way the people who live here in Oxford. And it is so important that we give them not only the training, but the facilities in which to operate. This is really a proud day for Oxford, certainly. The people of Oxford have stepped up to the plate, have done what they do, and so oftentimes with public facilities and public programs, but they have stood behind this department in a very fine and noble way. And I congratulate all of the residents of Oxford for this accomplishment. And I congratulate the police department in particular for now the new facility that they will enjoy as officers, but will provide them the kind of support and place in which to do business that they deserve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. We'll see on the top I'm sorry. Representative Kajowski.
We've decided, since there are three of us, we'll come up as a team. I am extremely proud to be here today to see how this building is going to represent a celebration of the people, the dedicated, loving, wonderful people of this community. I have fond affection, great affection for the people of Oxford. From when I was very young to this very day, the people here are my most cherished, based on their love for the community, their sacrifices for the community, and all that they do and stand for and represent. When Chairman Casey talked about the size of the building, it immediately sent thoughts back to when I was a teacher at Oxford High School. This building is about the same size as Gordon Whitman. Or Gordon's heart. God, I'll tell you, he's looking down on us, and he is a wonderful, wonderful guy. He wore that badge so proud, and he was so good to the children and the young adults who are educated in this community, as well as all the people in this community. But he was a special man, and his heart was as big as he was. This truly is a celebration and a day that you can all be proud of, because you care so much, not only for your community, but for the people who protect you, serve you, and make sure that your quality of life exceeds all those from the communities surround you. Congratulations to each and every one of you on a day that you should truly remember. We have a citation, and whoever's going last will be the presenter of the citation.
Thank you very much. I'm Representative Paul Frost, and I want to also echo the many comments that have already been said by Representative Kajowski and Senator Moore, and I'm sure Representative Alicia. Congratulations to the entire town on this wonderful occasion of having a grand opening of the new police station, a facility that will improve public safety in this community, will further help your hardworking Oxford PD do their jobs here to protect the good people and the visitors of Oxford. And furthermore, you know, this is a great opportunity to come and see the facility without having to be escorted in. And I trust none of you will have to be escorted in to see the facility up close and intimate. But what a wonderful day and a terrific opportunity, really, to celebrate public safety here in the town of Oxford through this building. And I commend the town of Oxford too for looking ahead, for building a facility that they can grow in. Because there are other communities that have built facilities, and a few years later they're already outdated, and they're already outgrew them, and now they have to look for another facility. So it's good that you did this now, you looked forward, and ultimately this is going to benefit all the taxpayers of the town of Oxford because you did it today, because you looked forward and you took care of it today. So congratulations to all of you, and I'll now introduce my colleague from the north part of Oxford, Representative Geraldo Alicia.
Well, thank you. As a member of the Joint Committee of Public Safety and Homeland Security, I mean, I actually get to sit down and listen to many testimonies of different bills that come by about public safety and what different ways of how to improve the job of either police officers or firemen, and especially those who are in the trenches, who are actually dealing with domestic violence or sexual assault or robberies or drug cases. I think today when we talk about a building that's maybe just brick and mortar, I mean it's also about the people who are inside. I've had the privilege of working with many of you in the past when I was in the trial court, and you guys have always had a reputation of being outstanding, dedicated people for the people of Oxford. And knowing that, being part of that committee that I've been talking about, listening to the different ways that criminals are being more advanced in how high tech they are, it's so important that that the town of Oxford, did take the right steps in coming up with a state-of-the-art building. So law enforcement is 2 steps ahead of those guys who are thinking about doing the wrong things. And I think this is a very special day. It's a great day for the town of Oxford. It's a great day for the police department, for Chief Boss and the men and women who are in this department. And I'm just excited about being part of this as well. And we have a citation from the House of Representatives. And actually, do you want to read it? Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you.
All right, well, thank you. I can thank you up again, yes. From behalf of myself, Representative Geraldo Alicia, Representative Paul Kajowski, we have a citation recognizing the ribbon cutting here today in the grand opening for the Oxford Police Department and the new Oxford Police Station. And the entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this 29th day of October in the year 2009, it is signed by the Speaker of the House, and again, it's offered by Representative Geraldo Alicia, Representative Paul Kajowski, and me, Representative Paul Frost. Congratulations to the entire town and to the Oxford Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, Representative, Senator, and we are just finished our ceremonies. We are now, how do you want to handle the tours, Chief?
You always sign in the training room, okay? There's the freshman's
Immediately to the right.
inside, freshman's inside there, we can take it.
Yeah. Okay, if you didn't hear that, just inside the door, there's the training room, there's refreshments, and then we'll have a controlled tour of the building in various groups. Welcome in, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, I'm Charles Noyes, retired chief for the Oxford Police Department, here at the dedication and opening, formal opening of the new Oxford Police Department at 503 Main Street. It's certainly been a pleasure to be here to see it and participate with the rest of the community and members of the department in this event. Certainly has been a long time coming. I was glad to be been a part of it and the start of the project, and Chief Michael Boss brought the project to completion, and certainly is a wonderful facility for the town of Oxford and the men and women of the Oxford Police Department.